Now, your 13 First Alert weather forecast.
Well, we had plenty in the way of sunshine over the past few days, but we're beginning to see some changes, especially today and into later on this week. Here's your first alert to temperatures becoming a little bit cooler as the week goes on. We were a little bit on that mild side today as those temperatures were up in the 40s for the majority of the area. Precipitation-wise, we are still looking at rain and even some snow chances as we move through the midway point into your work week. Wind-wise, we have been relatively light for the past few days in the wind department, but behind our next low pressure system that'll be moving through Tuesday and Wednesday, we are looking at the return of some gusty winds, talking about gusts up to about maybe 30 to even 35, potentially 40 miles an hour at times. As I mentioned at the top of the show, the National Weather Service has gone ahead with a winter weather advisory for those counties shaded in that purple color. Further off to the north, where some heavier snow is expected, we have a winter storm warning. So if you have any family or anyone near that Lake Superior area, that's where we're expecting that heaviest band of snow to be. But with that winter weather advisory, that goes into effect 6 p.m. tomorrow and lasts until noon on Wednesday. Expect some impacts to travel out there. But for right now, we have stayed rather quiet right now. We have those temperatures, as I mentioned, hovering in the 40s, still rather on that cloudy side. Haven't really seen anything in terms of rain quite yet. Temperatures are feeling closer to that 40-degree mark, though, as our wind remains out of the south just over 5 miles an hour. Temperature-wise, elsewhere across the region, we have 45 degrees in Black River Falls, 47 at this time in Neillsville, 45 up in Ladysmith and Rice Lake, 47 in Menominee, and 46 at this time in Ellsworth. As I mentioned, we have begun to see some rain make its way into western Wisconsin. Not seeing that quite yet here in the city of Eau Claire, but rain chances will become more prominent as we move into the overnight. We do have a cold front that is situated across Minnesota this evening. For the most part, this is expected to be pretty much stalling out over the next few hours. We're really not going to see much movement with this. Further off to our west, we do have another low pressure system that will be approaching the area, bringing in that next chance for some rain and even some snow. Timing things out with your forecast model for the rest of this evening. Again, rain chances will return to western Wisconsin. We could see some brief dry time as we head out the door early tomorrow morning and throughout much of the day on Tuesday. But with another low moving into the region, we'll see some more rain, and then again with colder air funneling into the area. Some snow chances late Tuesday night and into early Wednesday. This does look to impact the morning commute, so something to keep in mind for Wednesday morning. But those snow showers should eventually, that snow should eventually begin to push out of the area as we go later and later into the day. How much snow can we expect? I think our snowfall forecast does a pretty good job. For most of us, between a trace to 1 inch. Areas mainly north of I-94 expecting anywhere from 1 to 3, and then those higher amounts the further north you do go. I do want to mention there has been a little bit more of a southerly shift, so some of these totals may have to be updated in our upcoming shows. For tonight, looking at overnight lows down near 44 degrees with those winds rather on that light side of things. Otherwise, with your 7-day forecast, we have another day in the 40s for tomorrow. But we are looking at some much cooler air making a return as we roll into Thanksgiving. Still watching the chance for the potential for some snow into the weekend and into Monday, but there is still a lot of uncertainty with that, Judy.
Now that looks like a wintry forecast.
It really does.
All right, thanks so much. And entertainment news.